Well, praise the Lord. Let's sort of hit the ground running today. Psalm 40, verse 8 is our thought. And it says, I delight to do your will, O God. Several years ago, I overheard a conversation where someone was telling another individual, said, I've got to sing Sunday at church. And I thought something about that. It didn't ring well with me, and perhaps I was parsing and misinterpreting. But I thought, no, you don't have to sing. You get to sing. It is a privilege to serve the Lord. I want to talk to you about the subject matter of duty to delight. From duty to delight. There's nothing wrong with duty. Duty accomplishes the task. Duty is honorable. Duty is noble. Duty to country, duty to God, duty to your family, duty to your neighbor. Nothing wrong with duty, but I believe there's a higher calling for the Christian, and I believe it is to delight yourself in the Lord, to be glad, to be joyful. Listen to the word gratitude. Do you hear the word attitude? It's hidden there, but it's in there. Attitude, gratitude. Someone has once said that attitude is altitude, and it absolutely is. But you and I should move from just a duty service to God with our eyes on the task to delighting in the Lord with our eyes on the Lord. And I believe that's the difference. It's duty has its eye on the task. Delight has its eye on the Lord. Let me give you a story to close with to try to explain what I'm trying to say. There was this gentleman who lived right beside a vacant lot, and he was just trying to get a Sunday afternoon nap. That's all he wanted. And the kids in the neighborhood would gather that afternoon, and they would play baseball, and they just hoop and holler and have a grand old time, and they kept the gentleman from getting a restful nap. Well, he had already chastised them and asked them to be quiet and to calm down, all that. It was to no avail. And so finally he came upon a plan, and he went out and visited with the boys, and he said, young men, how would you like to get paid to play baseball? Well, they thought, what do you mean? And he said, I'd be willing to pay you all, if you'll be here on time next Sunday afternoon, I'll pay you $1 a piece to play the game. And they thought, well, what is up with this? But sure, we can play the game of baseball and get paid for it. So sure enough, they got there on time, and he paid them $1 for the game. And that went on for 2 or 3 weeks. And then he came to them and he said, I'm going to give you a raise. He said, if you show up next week, I'm going to give you $2 per person per game. And they thought, well, what has happened to this man? But to play baseball and to get paid and to get a raise, a good deal. And so they did, and he rocked along 2 or 3 weeks there, and he came back one Sunday afternoon after he'd been doing that for quite some time, and he said, boys, I'm sorry, but next week I won't be able to pay you. And the boys sort of jeered and complained and kicked their heels, and several of the boys said, well, I won't be back next week. I just won't be back. And the others thought about it, and they sort of had a little impromptu meeting, and they all agreed that if he's not going to pay us, we're not going to play. And the moral of this story, or the rest of the story, as Paul Harvey would say, is that the gentleman the next Sunday got his nap. Well, what happens in that little story is that these boys went from delight in playing the game to playing it out of a sense of duty. And my friend, duty will only carry you so far in the service of the Lord. You're going to get weary. You're going to get chastised. You're going to get complained about. Delight yourself in the Lord. That will carry you through the hard times. Well, I'm Brother Wayne, and I thank you for stopping by. God bless you, and have a great day.